Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 10, Canary. Canary is an apprentice butler of the Zoldyck family. Anyone attempting to pass her post on the estate will be expelled via force without any mercy. And Canary is strong enough to do so, as she is able to send enemies flying with just one attack of her personal rod weapon. And she is very loyal to the Zoldyck family, as she is initially introduced as a ruthless guardian who does not hesitate to attack trespassers, but as noted by Gon, she is not as heartless as she pretends to be. Her eyes convey gentleness or concern when she was deeply moved by Gon's attempt to reach Killua. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 9, Afro Samurai. Afro is an incredibly talented swordsman whose father was decapitated in front of his own eyes as a young boy. That traumatic experience caused an innocent little boy to have a mind flustered with revenge, and with that, Afro grew into a cold-blooded killer, willing to kill anyone in his pursuit of the number 1 headband. Eventually being the wearer of the number 2 headband, Afro would go to kill many in the name of defense and revenge for the ultimate goal of avenging his beloved father. Eventually killing the assailant responsible, Afro would gain the number 1 headband and the godlike abilities that go along with it, such as immortality and great knowledge. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 8, Ogon Montgomery. Ogon is a former 3rd generation and member of Special Fire Company 4. He is a kind, compassionate fellow who's dedicated in saving the lives of everyone in Tokyo. He is a strong, capable fighter with powerful ignition abilities, which boosts his strength and speed to superhuman levels. He is a reliable ally who'll do anything to save lives. And his personal pyrokinetic ability allows him to create multiple spears and sword-like weapons out of his flames, which combined with his board allows him to fly at incredible speeds over a wide range of distance. Maybe not allowing him to keep up with Shinra, but definitely get to an incident or a fight quicker than most. I mean, what else can I say? Ogun definitely does African American firefighters proud. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 7, Kaname Tosen. Kaname was once a proud member of the Soul Society, being one of the captains of the 9th Division. But he betrayed them to work with Aizen after the loss of a dear friend of his, believing the Soul Society allowed her killer to go free. And he deeply believes in justice, but he also deeply fears dying a pointless death. So even though his friend loved the world, after her passing, he started to hate it, doing whatever it took to change it. Already being super strong and capable regardless of being blind, after gaining Espada powers, it was it for his enemies. With not just being able to create a huge black dome around the area that nullifies all forms of senses with his Bankai, but to add Espada powers and holification onto it as well? Tosen was no joke. Even though he lost his way, it was a miracle that he even lost the battle. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 6, Kilik Rongi. Kilik is a popular E-class Meister, partnered with the twin weapons Fire and Thunder. And the only thing being sweeter than his fight moves is the chocolate bars he likes to munch down. He is a hot-blooded fellow, being very direct, with a fiery soul, but being compassionate enough to put down his own life for that of his friends. His twin weapons are demon pots in gauntlet form that allows him to get up close and personal with his enemies for fiery and electric attacks that combined result in explosive power. And what truly makes Kilik so great is that he is considered one of the top 3 student fighters in Death Weapon Meister Academy, being the only one capable to keep up with Black Star himself. His soul truly does fire people up. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 5, Shara. He is the protector and a former member of the White Clad that served as the second pillar's guardian. He is a very devoted follower of the White Clad, with his loyalties to his cause being one of the strongest, if not the strongest. And speaking of strength, he has a very powerful 2nd generation ability that allows him to absorb and accumulate kinetic energy into his body from any hit he takes, and then transform that stored up power into massive explosive thermal energy that he releases on both his prey and victims. This powerful and useful ability allows him to take destructive attacks as well as dish them out, even allowing him to make massive explosions with each step he takes. All of this to say, Sharon is an intimidating force that lives up to his title, protecting the second pillar to his very end. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 4, Killer Bee. Killer Bee's that swaggy shinobi who's always down to get work done. And with becoming the Jinchuriki for the Eight Tails at such a young age, he grew up to pack a wallop with his hits. And he even befriended the Tail Beast, gaining perfect control over the powerhouse. He can zap you with his electrical ninjutsu or pull out his giant tentacles to flan you that way. But none he has hits harder than his lariat attacks, which he has honed to perfection since no one else can keep up with him and his big bro, the Raikage. I mean, Killer Bee absolutely lives up to his title and name, because whenever he gets sent out on a mission, just know someone is definitely gonna get stung. But at the very least, they'll get to hear some of his killer raps before that happens. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 3, Yoriichi Shihoin. Pause, that's just her name. Being one of the former captains of the Gotei 13, you know Yoriichi is extraordinarily strong. And she's one of the fastest characters in all of Bleach. And with being able to transform into a cat, this pretty feline has a lot of tricks underneath her sleeves. But the only reason she's so high on this list is because she's ridiculous when it comes to hand-to-hand combat and the power of her Shunko. I mean, she's so good, she can make even the toughest guys beg for mercy, in more ways than one, mind you. And talk about women empowerment, her Shunko abilities allow her to move and hit like lightning. I mean, she may have retired from being a captain, but she'll never retire from the smoke. Throwing hands is just second nature to her. And honestly, I'd be a bad student because I'll let her punish me anytime. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 2, Kuzan, aka Aokiji. The Ice Master, the Frost Blaster, the incredible Cool Chill Blizzard Disaster. He was already an impressive Marine, being able to become one of the top 3 admirals. But even after losing to Akainu and joining the Blackbeard Pirates, he's still a force to be reckoned with in the One Piece world, since his Devil Fruit power gives him absolute control over ice and cold. Being able to freeze hordes and fleets of pirates solid before they can even have a chance to blink if their haki ain't up. Plus, he has incredibly powerful haki too, so that's the cherry on top of this sundae. And he may have lost a leg for being a Logia, but he grew an icy one to replace it, so he's cool. Just don't mention it or get on his bad side, or you might end up a human-sized ice cube. Top 10 black characters in anime. Number 1, Oob, aka Majub. You see, Oob is extremely strong, one of the strongest black characters in anime because he derives from Dragon Ball. Characters in which can literally blow up moons and planets. Plus, he can throw hands with the OG GOAT Goku. And there's a simple reason as to why that's possible. And that's because he is the good reincarnation of Kid Buu, one of the strongest characters in Dragon Ball. And if that wasn't enough, because it is Dragon Ball, we have to one-up ourselves. He fused with the other half of Buu, Majin Buu, to become Maju and become even more powerful, gaining all of Buu's powers like the ability to turn fools into chocolate. And honestly, I wish he could be the new main character because he's definitely number 1.